サクッとやりましょう。初回でござる。コラージュって何？わかんねえわ。最初から。はがきタイプ。いくと、よほ。どれだ？肉体派。よくわかんないけど。
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
ベランダが白いのかな？どっちが選んだ？保護なの？白い方を選んだ方が。
It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. Yes,
最高だ。
it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do,
コロナ、
baby.
スイミング。
I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
今すぐ降りたい。
All right. Nothing town to fuck all borough. こんな生き物、2人。モード。 Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
戻れるのか？
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
量がおかしくなるのかな？量ががずれる。
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
頭いているホタル。
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
コールヘル。爬虫類の犬猿犬。おっさん。 下に、ひらがな、青い。目の強調。後傾値、レベル。こんな人向け。せずにはいられない。これ、何これ。レベルが低いとダメなの。恋のレベル1の。わかんねえわ。これだけなんか。スキル。横浜。なんかあるんだけど。これで選択するのか。はい、空き瓶。デブ、開いた。って入れればいいんじゃないの。とりあえず、これ。服があるから服を取って。本当によろしく。これどうやってやんの？これが、ズームインズモード。これでアイコンを出す。これ。お腹、カバンを見るとかできないの？また便利ボタン。インタ、楽天。これでアイテム取れるんじゃないのか。バイ、ターゲティング。あ、これをやったとこか。
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
どこに？
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
ボーリング、イン、ラックス。川のマークは何なの？セリフ、メニュー操作。違うの？わからない。ベル、ボタンは何？ベル、ボタンはハイライト。ズームに3。メニュー。これだ。インベントリ。 が今はパンツが増えたから、これかさっき言った、鍵か。クレオ。包囲を汚れてんじゃねえかよ。ぐちょぐちょ、じゃねえかよ。催告、1、なんだ。これ、あれか、はい、これ、装備か。一人ずつ、こっちも。素肌に着るんか。なんか、
This
ネ
fan
クタイあ
has
るぞ。
two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
ネクタイを使う。書く中。中。
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
簡単。ゴブゴブ。なんだけど。
The
ス
shards
キルチェック
face
さ、
outward.
ゴブゴブでやった時
Whatever
どうなん
broke
だ。
this
や
window
ってみるか。
came
一
from the
回。
inside.
じゃあ失敗してく
A
れればよ
fine
かった
web
ん
of
だけど。
scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
カラスが割れてる。
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
これ終わった。
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind, the morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you
あ、同じか。靴を見るか。これ。あ、カセットケース。どこ？今？断鉄。不可解なし。カードはなんこれ？パッチパッチとかじゃなくて。あれ？才覚1。あ、これ、タスクが出てくるのか。左足。これを。これは。どっちか。 写真を呼ぶべきだ。開かないってことこれ。どういうこと？
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face?
どういうこと？四国工場が出ている。
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off.
鏡に映ってんの。これってこ
What
と。
does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now.
とりあえず生きてるって。
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
最強戦これ、
It's
失
too
敗するとどうなの？
Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing
ロッ
it.
ク中、ロック、失敗。時間が経つ、早くするとか。小便にありすぎだろ。あとこれだけか。
This fan has two chain pull switches.
才覚。才覚が下がるんだよな、これ。
This fan has
こ
two
れでちょっ
chain
と
pull
かけて、
switches.
あんじゃね。
One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. They truly you reach out to grab the tie. But
あら、
what's this?
失敗した。
Diffuse radiating chest pain. This
破滅だ。
is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from moving.
おい、
For quite a long time. Still ongoing. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying.
体力とかあんの。
You know what you should do. You should stop the fan and then try again. It'll get easier. Do it
1
if you
を
want
止め
to
るのか。
die. The stabbing pain in your chest is telling you you're hanging by a thread here.
失敗すると死ぬんか。
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
あってそれであれ。
You swoop
Hi,
up
hi.
and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your
Isn't it?
hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. The lights are off.
なんか音楽
The
かけ
switch
るの。
must be broken because nothing happened. A terrible mistake. Turn the light. It's just a little hangover-induced. Little black spots
じゃあ
dance
望
on
む
your
ところが
retinas. It's almost
まあいいや、英語は。俺はもう
the
何もな
fan
いのか。
stands still.
これが
The
今の
window
窓だよ
stands
ね。
broken in its frame.
何もないか。これは多分、こいつはいけなくて。これガチャガチャ、言うだけだよね。外に行くか。靴に行かなくちゃ。ズボン脱いでる。もう俺、育てられるのか。これってどうやって。意味が。どこに戻って。これ何？モネ。
Hello, officer.
第一
The
村
young
人発見。
woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
No.
The young woman shakes her head slowly.
No. You're a police officer, sir. Okay, cool.
まさに
I won't. Okay.
Whoa! Something wants to come out of you. A bit of vomit? Thankfully, you keep it down because your body does not control you.
どういうこと？
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
再調整ができる。少し、いろんな、例の表情を浮かべる。どうして
Could
俺
it
を
be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
これをレコ、あげない。
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you've said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes.
切られた。
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
バン、労働者。
You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
リファ、ショール。
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties. It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names. And this is the current one. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
なんか変わったの。
It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have... Civilization has existed. You're right. There is nothing funny about... There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them. Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped. And there
西、
was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also, that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
Sounds like you were in some real fundamental pain there, Muscle Man.
I went out
靴を
afterwards.
感じ、
Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. and that was it.
みじに。
Glad to have been of assistance.
$51って。
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you.
そんな甘そうなん
This
か。
renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils.
こいつの中の人格ってことな。電気科学っていう人格なのか。パラメーター自体が
Plus, smoking
貯
them
金していく
gives
って感じ
massive
なのかな。
bonuses.
.だよね。
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside, a tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
内陸帝。
The door does not care.
まあいいや、とりあえずツイートして。靴探しに行きてえな。こいつの、こっちから外に行けば。
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
前回のこれでアックスバリオ揃った。形成アイテムまあいいでしょう。なんもないか。ここまで触れそうにから。 なんかある。おりません。あれ？どこにいるの？なんだよこれ、汚れねえ。これ。ちゃんのはカイ君か。
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul. Utterly, and it needs to be heard.
内
Through a
陸帝
PA
国
system,
めっちゃお出かけ。
by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express
白
yourself.
メイド違う。
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic small church song.
内陸
Who's
帝
laughing
国
now?
やばいな。
No one. You would need another copy of the
Jokai.
tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Monaco, いる
A
ぞ。
man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then a competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs, one of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
カーペットにあるんだろう。
A small engraved steel tag says, The Great Skua, Stair Kawaris Skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not.
He's very animated all of a sudden.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
A competent work. Looks like the bird with a small engraved steel tag says,
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. A competent work of tag. Looks like a small engraved.
Look, your buddy. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm.
He's very animated.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. She just, you know.
神奈川県。これがお腹、人がおる。そう。この外にいる。
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
コンコン。キャラクター、廃校、長。今ってことだよね。旋回であれがダメージ受けたら色変わるんか。再挑戦できねえ。気温。うんこ。今朝、お化け、関係あるやつだったっけ？どうしようかな。さばきねえな。ちょっと様子見、しようか。
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone.
これだ。
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket,
そう
as
じゃな
well
く
as
て、
on its back,
中にいたの
are
か。
the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
駆除する。
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he is waiting for your name.
It looks like we had a little
何も
scheduling
言わな
error
い。
on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? No, I don't think so. We should ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
これは殺人事件の話か。
Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree?
クソはぐらかす。み。いや、
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
おいおい、臭くねえか。
What a
7
shame.
日間、かよ。
Get to it now. Rip that body down from the tree.
After it's been up in a tree for that long, any kind of ripping is inadvisable.
Delicate goods, filled with stinking horrors.
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in
あ、
the
これ、
tree.
時間が
Someone
進ん
has
じゃう
to
のか。
figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. But first, we have to take it down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back.
市民官。
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General. Internal affairs. And I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation.
He nods.
あれちょっと待って。
I was sent here to
もう
meet.
間
I
違えた。
suppose you could be impersonating him. Yes.
これか。
They're not just
これ
white
何なんだろう
rectangles.
ね。
They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
は。仕込んであんの
I
か。
would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
おいこいつより。死ね。
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our number one concern.
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that, so cigarettes will have to do.
After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Yes? What do you want to know?
全くわかんないんだけど。
Maybe you can
Detto.
tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
やめてくれよ。
During that time, the victim had been
第
stripped
4
of
日
his
間、吸って
belongings.
たってどういうこ
The
と？
caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. To find him or
妹、
her
わ
is
かん
one
ない
of
の
our
かよ。
tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
サンクス。
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
RCC コアロード。
That's us, the Rev Ashol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
市民軍と多い。新型港湾労働者が争っているか。
Okay, well, we are police officers. It is our job to find a killer. So that's what I intend to do. You should try it too. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not? No, something isn't happening, because it's not part of reality.
The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor bringing the choir to a full stop. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there any? You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, the RC. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify. Okay then. Good.
無理。絶対無理。
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
もはや伝説って何？
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point.
1 hour's passed.
All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
アラーム1時間経って。
That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncocked material. if you say so yourself.
Are they?
大館、ロ
They
ッ
are
カー、
mostly just cumbersome. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier. No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces
Ante,
his small
crudo.
blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
No.
Your brain sends the
Moichido.
signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with it's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, detective?
What's
う
going
まく動
on?
かんってこと。
It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
は。経緯、さんがちゃんと。
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good.
スマホで
Let's
終わり
change
か。
the subject.
絶対的にやくぞか、再挑戦できるところ。
Only banal things strike you.
ダ
At
メ
the
でした。
core, you're a very banal person, one you should be ashamed of. It's no
こ
wonder
れで
the
記憶
soft
が減るん
wonders
か。
wanted back. It was right to abet.
右、押すとは、これで回復するのか。
Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge. I cannot let you act in the name of the RCM without supervision until you've regained control of your faculties. That's good. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
「はい」ボールマシン、
Hello, sweetie.
大人、人間、
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic. It means I can't use my legs. I was in an accident some years back, injured in the line of duty, as they say. Oh no, far from it. Although, I did come out to watch the boys play when I was in school. Oh, those tan calves.
バサバサ。フルボイスなのか。
She blushes, surprised by her own boldness.
日焼けした
I
ふ
was
く
a
らはぎ
training and
変わっ
development
て
manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. I hope not, although the work you are doing for all of us is quite dangerous.
Towering over her in your insignia, you make her feel safe.
But not you. You're volunteering. So thank you, sweetie.
So you volunteered sometime in the past for the beatdown and hell of bullets? So very...
No problem. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right?
おっと
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. Yes, and Revachol? How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it
ちょっ
is.
と問題があるの
Yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you then, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Outside, the melting snow seeps
この人
into
め
the
っちゃいい
cracks
人っ
in
ぽいんだけ
the
ど
walls and the cobblestone streets, all the way down into the sewers. Above ground, the first Maybells blossom.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try it one more time, officer. Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own,
市場
and
次
what
第
democracy we have is market-driven. Oh dear. And you were doing so well.
って書いてあったか
There
らな
aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. It has something to do with everything.
あ、やっぱり飛ばしちゃった。
I really don't know how to explain it better. You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
めっちゃ喋ってくれるやん、この人。
Yes?
「これ一応、外に出れる。
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An
2時間ぐらいか
hour
な。
would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet. Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter, but only a little. Then out of the window again.
What are you doing? We should move.
A real drink would go well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great combination. The worker is in a deep slumber.
再挑戦できないよね。くそ。手さばき、あと1。グラスだったらいけるんだ。これは何だ？アラーム。
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
Mr. Gart, right?
また飛ばしちゃった。
You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
No, you cannot.
なんでやねん。
Officer, I was thinking more along the lines of your name.
What? I have no idea what that means. What is this, a joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective. It's your turn.
Yes, yes, he means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? She went away because none of your business. Oh my God, what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
He doesn't know. He just said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey drive says.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this? Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
He ignores you. More. Press on. Push through.
Fuck you, man.
That's enough.
Thank you ever so much. Oh, I meant the union dock workers. You know, the guys who everyone is saying killed him, which no one is saying about me, because I didn't. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike.
え、
The man they hanged was a security
Strike.
guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
終わりか。
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
小川、
Oh, excuse me.
あの男が
You
彼
owe
を
me
殺したと思う。
130
彼は
real.
抗議しすぎだ。
そうなの。まだわからんからな、何にも。確かに怪しい、といえば、怪しいからな。
The IIR, or Interinsulary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a
こっちでいいだろ。
genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
あれ、
What are you,
話、
a
すま
philosopher?
ね。
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. No, don't. There's no need. You really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
勉強しないといけないんだ、やっぱり。
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. Why did you say that?
No. But isn't that an expression, not a place? A saying, up on Marvel Hill, a great high place, one that is impossible to climb back to.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
思考、獲得。これが1リアルだから。鍵、130本分ぐらいいるってこと。 いっぱいあるね。これが、これか、ライト、行け。なにこれ。わかんねえ。結束。アンロック。アンロックできないよ。重い。よしわからん。今日はここでやめるか。セーブ。XVIDEOS。オートクイック設定。
Thanks for the stream.
まあいいえ。こちらこそ、コメントありがとうございます。お疲れ様でした。さようなら。